All right, everyone. Hello there, and welcome to episode 2 of the Codo Bach Pitstop. Matt Lauterbach here alongside me again.
What's going on, everybody? This is Patrick Codo, the co-host of the Codo Bach Pitstop. Matt, let's rev our engines for episode 2.
Let's do it. Let's rev the engines into high gear because the second half of the NASCAR season is in full swing now. Just had another race this weekend at Pocono International Raceway. Going to cover that. Going to preview this weekend's Brickyard 400, the return of that race, which you and I will both be going to this weekend.
We will. Super excited for it, buddy.
Yeah, I am stoked to go to it. This is going to be a blast. I am looking forward to this one. This is going to be epic. I am ready for it. But first, let's go into this weekend's race. We got to start off with our paint scheme of the week. I'll let you go first on this week.
Okay, you cannot go wrong about William Byron's paint scheme that he rocked this week at Pocono.
No, that gave me Jeff Gordon vibes. That gave me
Exactly. If Jeff Gordon wasn't the first person that came to mind looking at that scheme, then I don't know what you were watching.
Yeah, that I really liked. I loved Byron's paint scheme. That gave me some Jeff Gordon vibes. That was like that wasn't a throwback, but that kind of reminded me of a Jeff Gordon throwback.
I
Really,
will tell you this though, sure, some Hendrick drivers don't have the best personalities, but they do have some badass paint schemes,
yes, they at least
especially
have.
the throwback.
Yeah, they got some pretty damn good throwback schemes there over at Hendrick. They need to
Kyle
pers
Larson's at Darlington wins paint scheme of the year.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. That Terry Labonte throwback, that's
Yep.
that's that's clean. You can't go wrong with that. Can't go wrong with that. But also, my paint scheme of the week, I know this was his main sponsor, but my paint scheme of the week happens to be Denny Hamlin's newly rebranded number 11 Mavis Tires paint scheme. That looks pretty clean, especially I like how they added the black on the corner fenders there.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's nice to see something that's not FedEx on this car.
It really is. He's done FedEx and he still does. He still runs FedEx. He's done it for so many years, though. It's nice to see him drive a different car, which he has been for a while now, but he gets a little bit of a nicer paint scheme, in my opinion. So I really like that for Denny. That was a good paint scheme. If only he could win the race. It was he came up so close yet so far.
Yep. Yep. It said we saw Ford back in victory lane, which we will talk about soon.
Yes, we will talk about that soon, but guys, let's get right into the action. We had racing all weekend long, but first we got to catch up on the latest silly season news in NASCAR. Silly season has kicked into high gear, and one of the newest drivers for Front Row Motorsports has been named. Our good friend Ian Georgeson, his guy Noah Gregson will be going over to Front Row Motorsports for the 2025 season next year. This news broke last week. I like this for Front Row Motorsports. This is
You
a
too.
this is an organization that's looking to take the next step. They purchased a charter from Stuart Haas, and now they have the chance to up it up by signing Noah, who is one of the rising talents in the sport.
Absolutely. And yeah, like you said, Noah Gregson, one of the most rising talents. This will be his third different cup team in 3 years too.
They're different
From
cups.
legacy to Stuart Haas to front row.
Yeah, he's been all over the place. He's been through a bit of a carousel, but I'm happy for Noah. He stays at Front Row Motorsports. Hopefully this ride will stick out with him for the long run though. But this is really interesting to see. You're starting to see some of these teams that were once back markers like Front Row, Spire. They're taking the next step forward. I mean, they've purchased a charter. We still got to wait to see who their third driver is going to be next year, but I think this will really do well for them.
Why did you look for two more? Court of Joy.
Corey LaJoy. That's exactly why they want to bring Michael McDowell over there.
Yep, yep. But no, I like the Noah edition stuff. Noah's a good driver. He's perfect for it.
He's very good at he's very good with this stuff. He's had a decent year so far. He's been a little quiet lately at an SHR and Cup. Obviously had an early weekend this weekend, crashed out
I was
not
just
even
gonna
15
say
laps
he
in.
couldn't. He didn't quite catch a break this weekend at Pocono.
He didn't, but Stuart Haas is fledgling right now. I'm just being honest with you. They're not, they're just, they're just riding it out and having fun. And whatever happens, them happens.
Stuart Haas in that fuck this shit mode.
Yeah, exactly. They all are. I mean, Noah's kind of slipped off a little bit. Josh Berry's still running okay. Briscoe and Ryan Preece have been hit or miss. They've had some better runs, but the results haven't been there for them. But
Right.
yeah, that's I'm happy for Noah. He gets to start up and make his new home for a while, and hopefully this will be what Front Row Motorsports needs to get themselves over the top because they're one of those teams looking to make that next step.
Oh, 100%. They definitely been on the ride with the success Michael McDowell is having. And now with the addition of Noah Gragson, not to get too ahead of ourselves, but don't be surprised to see Front Row Motorsports as a sleeper team in the coming years.
Don't be surprised at all. And same with Spire. Obviously, they've been busy, but they've also been busy with some other PR reasons, which we'll discuss later on in this show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that I'm sure a lot of you watching will know what we're talking about, but that'll be for later. Okay, so
Yep.
Noah goes to FRM. That's the latest in silly season. Obviously, we'll see what happens with that, but we got a preview our truck and Xfinity race from this weekend. It was a full weekend of
Mm-hmm.
racing. Truck race was Friday night. Corey Heim, dominant. Him and Christian Eckes, they've been the two guys that have been going from start to finish all year. And Corey Heim came out on top, winning Friday night. I thought they would have just, we went out. You and I went out on
We
Friday
were out
night.
mini golfing with Joe and Anthony. Joe and I had a tenth round on the mini golf course, and we were keeping up with the race. And in came the rain. We're like, oh, they're gonna call with 8 laps to go. No, they decided to keep running it.
I don't get that, but
Resume it to be exact.
yeah, it was I don't know. I can understand. I applaud them for getting the green in, but it's like if you're eight
Right.
laps from the finish, just Pocono's a track. It's big, doesn't have lights out there. Just call the race, in my opinion. But Corey Heim managed to keep it going. He wins, and it's between him and Eckes right now for that regular season title in the Truck Series. I mean, they're Heim is 32 back of Eckes, but you have to go back like almost you have to go back like 81 points to find Nick Sanchez back in third. Those two have just
I
left
was
the
gonna
rest of the field.
say, yeah, the top 4 drivers right now are Eckes, Heim, but literally that's the battle because Sanchez is 113 points back from the top spot in the regular season, and then there's Ty Majeski at number 4, and then you look at a guy like Ben Rhodes, he's number 9.
Ben Rhodes, defending champion, he's been very quiet this year. He has been very
Mm-hmm.
quiet, not been
Only plus
defending.
18 for a playoff spot.
Yeah, that's Ben Rhodes having a down year, the defending champion. He's kind of been on and off every other year. Won the title in 21, fell off a bit in 22, won again last year, and whatever the heck that finale race was. But yeah, he's been very quiet this year, and he's been in the news about all the wrong reasons. He stirred up some stuff at Nashville, caused some crashes on a restart there, and he's just been having a very quiet year. But
Yeah.
Corey Heim is proving to be a generational talent in the Truck Series. Him and Christian Eckes, it's going to be fun to see these two go back and forth.
Right. As much as we can't stand Corey Heim, been really good this year.
Yeah, that championship race, I lost quite a bit of respect for him last year, but Corey
That
Heim,
race, oh, what a joke.
I lost a bit of respect for him. I lost a lot for Hocevar, but obviously they're good drivers. We got to give them the respect where the
Right.
respect is due. So Corey
Hey, at
Heim,
least Hocevar admitted he fucked up in that championship.
Yeah, he at least he did. That kind of won me back a bit of respect for him. But with Corey Haim, it was like just he even kind of denied it in his post-race interview. It's like, come on, man, you're really gonna beat around the bush here on this. But anyways, Corey Haim wins. Then we move over to the Xfinity race on Saturday. It was looking great for me at the start. I was out enjoying
I was
myself.
just gonna say, what
Yeah.
happened?
Well, okay. So I was enjoying myself on Saturday. I went with my girlfriend to the beach up in New Buffalo. And when we get up there, I see you and Ian texting me that my guy Sheldon Creed won the pole for Saturday's race. And I was like, yes, we're this is gonna be it. This is gonna be the day. He leads a few laps at the opening, and then he doesn't really get back up front, but he managed to still finish top five. I'll take that as a win, considering he's had a couple of rough weeks.
And then
But
Sam Mayer activated douchebag mode, taking out Shane Van Gisbergen and Zane Smith.
Chandler Smith.
Chandler Smith, excuse me. Chandler Smith.
Yeah. Yeah, that Sam Mayer. Sam Mayer is my second favorite driver in Xfinity. I think he's pretty good, but man, does he need to learn how to stay clean off of people's bumpers sometimes and not be a bulldozer.
And Shane Van Gisbergen was picking it up. He was like, oh, and there goes your camera.
Technical difficulty. Sorry about that, but the camera's back now.
And then, yeah, no, Shane Van Gisbergen
Oh
was
my god.
racing had top 10 before a fucking Mayer got him.
Yeah, my SVG, Sam Mayer sent SVG for a ride, just like I sent my camera for a bit of a ride right there just a second ago. But yeah, Sam Mayer, oh my God, he stirred up a lot of controversy, and he didn't even really have a good day. He finished 10th, I believe. So that's something, but still, he was not having the best of days. But anyways, with the Xfinity series, it was not about that. Cole Custer managed to break through the future.
About time.
About time. Yeah, he's been so close yet so far this season. He's been a Sheldon Creed this year, but so far, but he put those to rest on Saturday, held off two of the best in the business, Justin Allgaier and William Byron, to score his first win
Yes,
of the
sir.
season. He was already going to be locked in the playoffs because he was the points leader, but this basically locks him in for good.
Right. And he had a good day. Justin Allgaier had a good day. We thought he had a shot.
Yeah. Yeah. Justin Allgaier was looking really good. I thought it was going to be another Allgaier win again, considering how good his car was in stage one. He won stage one, and he has 11 stage wins to his total on the season. That's insane.
Yep. And
So
then, of course, NASCAR was playing the weather role again, thinking we were going to get some rain on Saturday, but we didn't.
thank God we did not get any rain. I'm tired of seeing the last few weeks. We've been so consumed by rain and
And then
storm.
tornado warnings.
Oh yeah, we had
We had like what? We had like what? 11 touchdown at once last night.
yeah,
Holy
yeah.
shit.
For those of you who didn't see, us in the Chicago area, we got hit by a bunch of tornadoes. We had 11 at once in the Chicagoland area last night,
How's your
and
subdivision? Did it take any hits?
I had a little bit of tree damage, but it was okay.
Okay, tree damage is typical though.
Yeah, that's typical. The man sitting across from me on this screen, unfortunately, had to be up early this morning to go do some reporting on that. I'm so sorry, buddy. That's I feel your
Eh,
pain there.
it's better than the hey, it's better than the 2021 one, right? Where I
Oh yeah.
had to go out at 1:30 in the morning. We had a female reporter at the time, and she was scared shitless. I had to calm her down. Good
Oh
lord, because
man.
she had no idea where she was. So I had to help her out.
Well, hey, at least you
Yes, no,
helped
we
her
do
out.
get. We have to get. Illinois has been getting tornadoes around here lately.
We have been having
Mainly, we get the leftovers from wherever we get leftovers from wherever the fuck they hit, like in Central Illinois or out by 39 and 88. Any flatland, here they come.
well, thank goodness they weren't going over towards Pocono on Sunday and this week and Saturday and Sunday. I was very fortunate about that. But yeah, Cole Custer wins.
I don't
He
want to see a tornado in person. I'd be scared shitless.
I yeah, I would be scared shitless too. That would not be good for me. I would not like that. I would not like that. Cole Custer wins the race. Allgaier second. Byron third, Sheldon Creed fourth. What a great day for Taylor Gray. Driving that 19 car part time, he finishes fifth. Allmendinger sixth. Your guy, Austin Hill, seventh. So I see Saturday as a win because Sheldon finished ahead of Austin. So anytime that happens, I'm very happy. Uh and
I'll
then
still take a top 10 all day.
you'll still take a top 10. Hey, he's still up there. He's fourth in points, so he's looking pretty good. But yeah, we gotta focus a little bit on Sam Mayer here because I didn't
Just
feel
needs to
like
keep he just needs to keep his cool, which he has been lately.
Austin Hill has, but we gotta focus a bit on Sam Mayer. Like, what the heck is he doing out there? I don't
Just when
understand.
he was keeping his cool, then he started being the Sam Mayer we know.
Yeah. He was lucky he did not have two people coming up to him after the race. After this did not get talked about. There was contact between Chandler Smith and Sam Mayer, resulting in Chandler Smith finishing outside the
I did
top
see
10.
that at
He
the end.
was, yeah, he was 11th. Sam Mayer moved to 10th. NBC missed this, which is very rare, but Chandler Smith basically went up to Sam Mayer when he was getting out of his
Maybe the
car.
security guard stopped it real quick
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
like he did
he,
with Noah and Ross.
oh man, yeah, that was Chandler Smith looked like he was ready to go at it with Sam Mayer. It was not looking good. And Sam Mayer, I like the guy. I think too many people hate on him, but I can understand why he has some haters. He can be a bulldozer at times.
Oh, I know. And you're not going to make friends being a bulldozer on the track.
No, no, you're not. I mean, Ty Gibbs,
You're not friends
he's
with Chandler Smith, that's for sure.
well, yeah, when you've really ticked off Chandler Smith, he's very calm and relaxed, but when you really get under his push his buttons, that's not a good sign. So,
And you know Austin Hill is not going to hurt
no,
a
no.
fly. Not Austin Hill. I'm sorry. And you know Shane Van Gisbergen is not going to hurt a fly.
No, but Shane SVG should have been pretty upset with old Mr. Sam Mayer as he should have. I mean, he had a top 10 run going and then Sam Mayer just got
Just when
in.
he hit the top 10, because he
Yeah,
could have gained some more ground. And, if that doesn't happen, a potential top 5 finish. I'm not saying he would have won the race, but he definitely would have been a great spot to show that, yeah, I can race well on these type of tracks too, but we'll never know because Sam Mayer is an idiot.
I will say though, he is getting a bit better on some of these oval tracks though. Despite the result that he had, the performance he had towards the end of the race before that contact, that was
Right.
starting to earn some confidence back with me that he can run pretty good on these ovals. So I think you give him more
Well,
time.
he holds the 5 spot now in the playoffs.
Yeah, because of those 3 wins. So he's doing pretty good right now because of that.
Exactly. And what's nice too is that could be a benefit for him because we have 2 road courses in the playoffs, Watkins Glen and the Charlotte Roval.
Yeah, he could be looking at an easy ticket to the top to the final four. He could be,
Dude,
yeah,
Watkins Glen in the playoffs, that's going to be intense.
yeah, that'll be very
I'm not a
nice.
fan of the 2 super speedways, but these playoffs look interesting.
Playoffs will be very interesting. I'm curious to see how they go, but yeah, SVG had his day ruined by Sam Mayer, who turned into the human bowling ball at the end of that race. So that was
Every NASCAR driver is going to turn into a human bowling ball there and then and there.
Sam Mayer's been that way for quite a while. I like the guy.
True.
I like the guy. I think he's a great driver. He's shown some maturity with him winning, but he really needs to stop running into people all the time.
Right.
Because he's there's been races he's been clean, and then there's races he's been way too over his head aggressive. So
Exactly.
yeah, he needs to cool it off a little bit more. But all right, guys. So let's go to the main show, the Pocono Raceway on Sunday for the Cup race. This was interesting. I had to work that afternoon, but I came home to record it, and man, was this a fun race.
Oh, I was stuck working too, so I missed parts of the race as well.
Yeah, we both have weekend jobs still, so we both have weekend jobs, but got to open it
Yeah.
up. Our boy Noah Gray. It was actually at the start of the race. Ty Gibbs led the field to green. He won the pole. And then on lap 14, his BFF Noah Gregson gets loose into turn one, spins, backs his car in the wall. That was the end of his day.
Noah Gregson's been consistent. He's just had some shit luck a few times.
He has.
That was one of them.
Yeah, I think this is not any playoff hope he may have had going into this race. This puts him in must-win territory now. Like, there's no excuses. This is
Oh
must-win.
yeah, he's in a must-win situation. Just watch, he wins the Daytona night race.
Hey, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind him
Wouldn't
winning
mind
the
that
day.
either. I like Noah.
Yeah, so do I. I know he's a pretty likable guy. But
Yep.
yeah, then the racing went back to green. Ty Gibbs came out on top again in stage one. And then, oh man, and we had after that Ross Chastain, the watermelon boy, now this week running the orange. He's the orange boy running that orange paint scheme again. He gets loose coming off
You
of
mean the
turn three,
beach?
or the peach. Yeah, sorry, peach. That car is orange, so my mind.
Orange like orange though does sound really good though. I will say that.
I've just given everyone a new idea for anyone watching out there. But Ross Chastain, his car was looking a little bit black and blue along with the orange on his car. He gets loose way high coming out of turn three, just sides
Yeah.
it into the wall. This is not what he needed.
No, not at all.
No. Because
Did not
now
need.
now this brings those guys behind the cutoff line. This brings them back into the thick of it here.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you were talking about, last week how Ross Chastain is slowly slipping. Well, he's starting to slip again. Right
Yeah.
now, he's sitting at that 13th spot.
Yeah, he needs to figure something out. He's the last driver above the cutoff line. I want to talk about this a little bit too, because I feel like no one's talking about this as much. What is going on at Trackhouse right now? Because they've been quiet this year.
I know. Suarez has been shit. Suarez hasn't been himself since Atlanta. Ross Chastain's been a no-show.
Yeah. I I don't know what's going on with Trackhouse right now. This is uncharacteristic for them. How just 2 years ago, I mean, Ross was looking really good. Suarez was starting to come into his own. And then, last year Suarez was struggling a bit, but Ross was still performing. And now they've both been really quiet as of late.
Yep.
I
I don't know what it is.
I don't know what it
Bad
is either.
strategies. Like there's a lot to unpack with the struggles at Trackhouse Racing.
There is, and right now Justin Marks is lucky that Daniel got a victory just by that much at Atlanta, because if that were the case, he'd have only one of his drivers above the cutoff line, and Daniel would be at the bottom below the cutoff line, staring up, trying to figure out how to get
And
in.
Kyle Busch would be in the playoff hunt and not towards rock bottom.
That yeah, more on Rowdy coming up in a sec, but yeah, the Trackhouse, they need to figure it out again. They need to get themselves going. I don't know what's been happening for them. Ross has not looked like his old self this year. He only has two top fives, which is very uncharacteristic for him. Very
Right.
uncharacteristic. And no one's been talking enough about it, which amazes me.
No. And I was just gonna say, Trackhouse we thought it's been on the rise lately, but now they're starting to take a little step back.
Yeah, this is a major step back. And if they're serious about going charter hunting and trying to get one of their drivers in, they're going to need to take a deeper look and trying to get themselves back on top in terms of before they think about getting another charter.
Forget that third driver. Why don't we focus on some wins, please?
Yeah, exactly. Just get some wins, get going. I mean, Ross should be running much better than what he is. Suarez
Yes.
even should be running much better than what he is. He hasn't looked like himself since the start of the year.
Yeah, like what the
I
fuck happened? Sure, Atlanta, is a super speedway, but he had a good race, and now he just hasn't done anything since. Like, I don't know
he
what the fuck's up with Suarez.
I don't know, but he's lucky that he has the agreement with Pitbull. If it weren't for that, he'd be on the hottest of hot seats right now. You
Well,
know.
he does have a ride for next year, that's for
He
sure.
does. He's still safe at Trackhouse right now, but they really him and Ross, they need to figure it out again and get themselves back into winning contention. But yeah, Ross Chastain, it was not a good weekend for him. It's not looking
Nope.
good for him right now. So all right, and then he had no, it's Denny, I believe. Denny won stage. No, it was Martin Truex Jr. Truex won stage two, I believe it was.
Well, like we said, it was a Toyota playground, so you figured you were
Yeah.
going to see a lot of Toyotas play some factors.
Yeah, that was going to be it. I mean, the Gibbs cars. Oh no, never mind. It was Hamlin. I'm sorry. It was Hamlin. Truex Jr. won stage one. Denny won stage two. Okay, I'm sorry. I got that mixed up. But Denny
Oh,
won
good.
stage two, and it was looking like it was going to be the Denny Hamlin show. I predicted he would win this weekend, but we'll get more into that in a little bit because stage three happens, and towards the end of the race we kept seeing caution after caution after caution. It was looking a little bit like Nashville there again.
Exactly. But one of the biggest cautions that that got us going was Corey LaJoy being an idiot, and he's denying it. I'm like, oh, Corey LaJoy is not making any friends on and off the track. Let me just start there.
No, Corey LaJoy is yeah, he's so for any of you living under a rock the past couple days and did not see what happened on Sunday, here's what happened. On a restart late in the race, you had Kyle Busch, who worked his way up into the top 15. It was looking like Rowdy
Yep.
was going to make something out of nothing. He, on the restart, blocked Corey LaJoy, who was right behind him. Corey was taking a look at him in turn one. And then instead of just falling back in line and just waiting to try and get around him the next couple turns, LaJoy just sends it in, misjudges completely, spins out Kyle Busch. Busch slides back up into traffic and takes out a bunch of
I
decent
was
race
just
cars.
gonna say that was the big one at Pocono.
Yeah, that was the big one at Pocono. And there were the upsetting part about this race, about that crash, was there were so many good cars who had decent runs going that got wiped out in that melee.
Absolutely, because Corey LaJoy was an idiot.
Yeah, Corey LaJoy
Corey
was
LaJoy, there's more drivers you have to apologize to than just Kyle Busch. Yet you're
well,
too big pussy not to.
well, yeah, because I mean the NBC broadcast hit it on the head perfectly that Corey LaJoy needs to owe an explanation to those drivers because not only do you owe Kyle Busch an apology, you also owe Ricky Stenhouse Jr. an apology. You owe Ryan Preece, who is having a good run, an apology.
Yep.
You owe Harrison Burton, who is actually running in the top 15 in this race. You owe
A
him an
rarity.
apology. A rarity, but yeah, Harrison, that's another story for another day. But I mean, you owe at least four or five drivers an apology for causing that race. And I didn't like the communications over the radio between him and his crew. It wasn't Corey that said it, it was his crew chief, Ryan Sparks, I believe, or Randy Sparks. He came on the radio and said, "Well, Kyle Busch got what he deserved." Well, what? What did he do to warrant getting
Busch
wiped out in
do.
turn
What did Kyle
one?
Busch do?
What did he do to warrant himself getting wiped out in turn one?
You're the idiots that started that spark, and now you're gonna get what you deserve come down the road.
Yeah, I didn't like what Corey LaJoy said in his car immediately after the wreck. I didn't like what he said getting out of his car and him continuing to say, "I'm not going to apologize to him." Bro, at least apologize to the other 3 or 4 drivers that got wiped out in that melee.
Exactly. But he's not
Yeah,
going to.
he's not going to. And this, I want to focus on Corey LaJoy here because I just saw Ian's podcast a little bit ago. Him and another friend of ours, Tom Hoblin, who has a lot of great NASCAR insight. They went really insight on this. And I have to agree with Ian on this. If you don't follow Stock Car Spectacle, go check them out. They're great. But,
Yep.
Ian said this on his show. What does Corey LaJoy do to warrant having a full-time cup ride? He is the only driver in NASCAR who has never won in the top 3 series of this sport. He's only won in ARCA twice. Like,
Good for you, Corey
good for
LaJoy.
you. What do you
Good for
want?
you.
What do you want? You want to stack more pennies because that's all you're doing. That's how you still have a ride at Spire.
And if you continue, if you continue to do bullshit like this, yeah,
Yeah.
you ain't getting jack.
Yeah, and this is interesting because Spire, as we hinted about earlier in the show, Spire is a team, another backmarker team looking to make their way towards the front again. They have a lot of investors, they have a lot of sponsors coming over now. They've got people who knows more about. They got Rodney Childress coming over there for next season, the crew chief for Corey LaJoy of all drivers. Like,
Yes.
like, I don't get it. It's
Well, it ain't a good look now, that's for sure.
it ain't a good look. And Corey LaJoy is set to remain at Spire next year, but I don't know. I don't foresee him staying at Spire for beyond 2025. I really don't.
Right.
Yeah.
If he keeps this shit up, he ain't staying.
No, he ain't.
Send him to a fucking McDonald's if he keeps this shit up.
Oh man, I now send him to Chili's.
That too.
Yeah, that too. But and you look at how Hocevar has outrun Corey LaJoy for most of this season. And Zane Smith, who has gotten the true rookie
Yep.
experience like Noah did last year. Zane Smith has had some good cars as of late. He's
Right.
been outrunning Corey the past few weeks. I don't, I don't, I just, I can't get behind Corey LaJoy after this weekend. And NASCAR, unsurprisingly,
Nobody
can get behind Corey LaJoy. But apparently NASCAR does because, no surprise, this morning it came out that Corey LaJoy will not be penalized by NASCAR for this, which
playing favorites
yeah,
like how they hosed Bubba last week.
yeah, yep.
Definitely out there playing favorites.
I I agree 100%. I think that Corey LaJoy, he stacks pennies for NASCAR. So that's good for him, I guess. He's not penalized, but it's not good for Kyle Busch, who, I mean, I don't really care for Kyle Busch, but he didn't deserve to
He
be in that
wasn't at
wreck.
he wasn't at fault this time.
No, he wasn't. And Kyle Busch gave a very humbled response, in my opinion. He wasn't really
Right.
too rowdy. He was the
He didn't care. He didn't
well,
care.
well, his season's already bad enough to begin with, anyways. It's
Right.
not a good season for Mr. Rowdy Bush. But yeah, we had Corey LaJoy starting stuff. We had caution after caution. John Hunter Nemechek and Zane Smith, who was having a really good run again, got wrecked going off of turn 1 and 2. That brought another caution, and then that led to Ty Gibbs, your pick of the week, blowing up on the restart.
Blasting out chocolate milk is what it looked like. Holy shit.
If that was chocolate milk coming out of an engine, I've lost all appetite to ever have chocolate milk ever again.
I don't know what the fuck that was coming out of his engine.
I I want chocolate milk, that's for sure.
It's a joke, man.
I know. I'm just joking with you there, but
Good.
that was, yeah, Ty Gibbs engine expires again. Honestly, this was the weekend where a lot of those guys above the cutoff line that were not locked in struggled. I mean, you had Ross crashing out, Ty Gibbs, who's by no means locked in, his engine expired, so now he's, you
Noah
know,
Gregson goes for a spin.
oh yeah,
And then
and
Corey LaJoy pulling the bullshit.
yeah, and Corey LaJoy's causing more playoff chaos, but um, but yeah, that I Ty Gibbs, I feel I don't. It's weird because I used to hate Ty Gibbs in Xfinity back when he dumped Brandon Jones in Martinsville. Everyone was against him, myself included. But now seeing him, coming up oh so close in Cup, I can't help but feel sorry for the guy.
I've gained some respect back for him too.
Yeah, you have
I
Xfinity
used
Ty.
to like him in Xfinity before he turned evil.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people. I liked him in Xfinity too before he went to the dark side. So I was another one of those two. But I mean, you have Cup Series Ty Gibbs, who's very quiet, very mature. He runs a good race. He's clean. He keeps his car out of trouble for the most part, but he's oh so close. But then you have Xfinity Ty Gibbs, who drives like he owns the track. Whenever something happens,
Just watch. Austin Hill gets a cup right and he's gonna mature. Just watch.
I need to see. I need to believe that a whole lot more. But yeah, I need to
You,
see.
you probably said the same with Gibbs.
I mean, yeah, but Gibbs. I like Gibbs in Cup. He needs to win a race, though. That's the thing. He needs to come through and win one of these races.
He will. He will.
At some point in time, he will. But he's got it set for life, though. At least, so he doesn't have to worry about looking for another ride for as long
Right.
as he's in Cup. But anyways, so the wrecks and the cautions died down after that, and then on the last restart, it was Ryan Blaney who got us both wrong with this. He set sail on the restart, ran away, and hid from the rest of the field, and then he outran Denny Hamlin. Denny was charging the last laps, but like you said, he didn't have enough time. He was catching Blaney, but he just didn't have the speed to get up
Right.
there and the time to do it. But Ryan Blaney, he picks up the win. His second at Pocono. His first win was at this track back in 2017. I remember watching that race. That was a fun one. And seeing him win on Sunday, that's pretty good.
No, absolutely. I mean, out of all the shit luck that he's had this year, this should be his third win, but he ran out of gas at Gateway. But no, good for Blanders.
Good for Blaney. I got his shirt on today.
Of
So,
course you do.
I repped it last week. I had to rep the winning car this week. So, I had to rep the winning driver, but very happy for Mr. Blaney. His second win of the year. This puts him back in that title conversation again because he's been looking really good as of late.
Oh yes. I was
Mhm.
gonna say like not even not even in a month, not even a month. He's got 2 dubs.
Yeah, and he was extraordinary at Iowa, led over 200 laps there and won. And then he was really good in the last part of this race to win again. But yeah, Blaney wins. This honestly really good for him. I'm happy for him. And the rest of the race, we saw the rest of the field. Denny finished second. Alex Bowman, the hacked up another top five finish, finishing third. But like he said last week, he earned this one.
Exactly. You earned this top 5 finish.
He earned it. His teammate William Byron fourth, Joey Logano fifth, had a good run. Reddick sixth, Kozlowski seventh, Truex eighth, Chase Elliott, your guy, in ninth, and Bubba Wallace made something out of nothing, finishing 10th. That's a good run for him.
Chase Elliott got hosed with a speeding penalty. 4 guys in one section got hosed with the speeding
Oh
penalty.
yeah, we forgot about that. Yeah, four top
Chase, Larson, Gibbs, and who else?
Suarez.
Those 4 at once.
Yeah, at once they all got hosed, which you don't really see. And I do remember watching Ian's podcast earlier. Chase Elliott, Tom said it on that one. Chase Elliott, that penalty snapped like an 80 race streak of not having a pit lane speeding penalty. So Chase Elliott, he only has one win this season, but he's been very consistent this year.
Right. Could have been, he was looking good at Pocono, but nope, that penalty screwed him up.
Well, he had a fast car. If he definitely deserved to finish top 5. If not that, he probably could have maybe won the race. But that penalty kind of screwed him over a bit there. But
Right.
I was Chase Elliott. He's consistent, and you're gonna love this buddy. Right now, he is the current
I
point
know.
leader in
I know.
Cup.
I saw it.
Just 3 points ahead of another one of your favorite drivers, Kyle Larson.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, right. Larson's number one, all right. Larson's number one, all right. And this ain't the number one. I'm talking. This is a different number one, boy. This is a different number one.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's that leftover feelings from having to see him win in person at Kansas.
The way it finished, though, I'll let it slide. But
Yeah, I know. I know you want to see a different driver win that one, being Chris Buescher. But
yep,
yeah, we got to get into the playoffs because the playoffs are heating up right now. We just have essentially we only have 3 spots left open, 4 if you count points, because Truex, he's basically a lock. He's 137 points to the good. I don't see how with how consistent he's been this year, I don't see how he gives that up.
right.
But
You got Chris Buescher, Ty Gibbs, and Ross Chastain. You know,
yeah,
in that spot. I'll tell you this though: if one of the drivers below the cut line gets a win, one of those three is going to get knocked out.
for sure. I absolutely agree with you 100%. And you mentioned one of those 3 drivers below that cut line. I keep your eye out on that 4 car of Josh Berry. Keep your eyes peeled on that 4 car. I think Josh Berry, I think with how he's run this summer, he's been pretty good.
Right.
And don't be surprised if he is the next driver below the cut line to score a win this year. He could absolutely do it. Absolutely. No doubt. But
Josh Perry, Bubba Wallace, Briscoe. We're coming to a track that Briscoe likes.
yeah, Briscoe really likes Indianapolis. He runs pretty good here. He's a local boy, so Bubba was in this situation too last year. He made a huge run towards the end of the regular season to get into the playoffs on points. Can he do it again though? That's the thing.
We'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see. Right now, he's you know, last year he kind of, it was like right place, right time, but this time,
Yeah. He's
he kind of
27.
needs a win. He kind of needs a win.
He needs a win. He's 27 back, but the good thing for Bubba, these next couple tracks that we go to, he's pretty good. I mean, Indianapolis, he finished top 5 there back
Right.
in 2019. That was one of the last oval races there. We go to Richmond after the Olympic break because after Indy, there's a 2-week break for the Olympics. NASCAR won't return until middle of August at Richmond. Ran really good at Richmond there last summer. And then we go,
Richmond's another good Toyota dominated track.
yeah. And then we go to Michigan. He loves Michigan. That's one of his favorite
Bubba?
tracks. Bubba. Yeah. He loves Michigan. I mean, he finished second there to Harvick back in 22. So
He did.
yeah, he did. So these next few tracks, they'll be good. And then we go to Daytona. Daytona is another wild card. Don't count them out. These next few tracks for Bubba, those could
And
play
then
into
just
his
watch,
favor.
and then just watch Chris Buescher get revenge at Darlington.
I
It's the final race of the regular season.
Yeah, Chris Buescher, oh so close there back in May, but yeah, Darlington's that final cutoff race, so I'm curious to see how that one is. But
But Tyler Reddick had something to do with that situation.
yeah, thank you, Tyler Reddick. Thank you, Tyler Reddick. But yeah, that's the playoff update as of right now. And then, oh God, these playoffs are going to be this 7 races now, I believe. We got, yeah, 6 races. I think we got
For the regular season.
yeah, 6 races for the regular season. One, two,
We
three,
have like I
four,
think we have like five.
five. We have five actually. I'm sorry. We got 5 races left in the regular season. So
We have Indy, then we have the break, Richmond, Michigan, Daytona, and Darlington.
yeah, so
Wow.
this is gonna be fun to the finish here. I am excited to see who claims those last spots, who gets in the playoffs. But Pocono, that was nothing to snooze about. That shook things up quite a bit around the cutoff line.
Big time.
Big time. So as long as we don't have Corey LaJoy messing up anything, as long as we don't have Corey LaJoy up front fucking up everything else, we'll be, everything will be fine. So maybe one of his teammates will actually win and show Corey how it's done. But all right, so we got to preview the Brickyard 400 coming up this weekend. This is going to be a fun one here.
First
I'm
time with the next gen car on the oval.
I'm really excited to see that.
How the races have been this year?
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe this will be a good one.
I believe this will be a good one too. So we got a full weekend of action again. We have the truck racing on Friday night again. They will be at IRP. That's a good short track. I love that was really fun short track back in the day that Xfinity drivers used to race on. So I'm gonna go my prediction for the truck race on Friday night. I'm I'm gonna go with a bit of a wild card here. It's been Corey Heim and Christian Eckes all year, but I'm going Ty Majeski.
I like that pick. Give me Nick Sanchez.
Ooh, okay. So Sanchez, Majeski, we're both going with some different faces here. I
Yep.
like that. I like that a lot. And then Saturday, you and I will be there for the first of 2 races at the Brickyard. The Xfinity Series race coming up this weekend, Saturday afternoon. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting here. Um, all right, let's see. Honestly,
Toss
my
up.
this is a toss up for me in my opinion. Um, you know, I'm honestly gonna go with that 7 car of Justin Allgaier.
Call me crazy, but I'm going to go with Riley Herbst.
Oh, wow, that's a bold pick. Riley Hurt's
Yep.
been pretty decent this season. He's been quiet but consistent. So, Riley Hurt's not a bad option. And then we have the Cup Series race, the main event to which you and I will be going to on Sunday afternoon. So, this is the first time we've been at the Oval since 2020. This man I'm picking, he runs pretty good at Indianapolis. It's one of his favorite tracks. He only has 1 win to show for it, but with how he's been running as of late, and especially since he loves tracks like this, I honestly am gonna go with a Ford again. I'm going Brad Keselowski.
I thought you were going to take Chase Briscoe. I thought you were going to take Chase Briscoe because Chase Briscoe runs good on this track. But no, I like Brad.
Yeah, Brad. Brad won here in
When
2018.
he said 1 win, I thought you meant by Chase.
No, no, because Briscoe
That's
hasn't
true.
won.
When he said Cup.
Yeah, Briscoe hasn't won at this track in Cup. I mean, he's only won at Phoenix. So if this were Phoenix,
That's
I'd
true,
be
but he has, but Briscoe does race well on a track like this.
Briscoe does. He does race
But I
pretty
like
good.
Brad.
I do. I like Brad for a lot for this. I think that 6 car is going to get back to victory lane again. He's going to get going in the right direction
Yes.
before the playoffs. He's already in the right direction. I mean, he's still consistent, top fives, top tens. This is a good track for him to score
Yep.
multiple wins in the season. So I let's send it over to you. Who are you keeping your eye on this weekend?
Matt, we're gonna see that. So we obviously remember the inaugural Brickyard was won by Jeff Gordon.
Yes.
We're gonna see that 24 back in victory lane again with William Byron.
Oh, I like that pick. I like that pick quite a bit. Yeah, Byron. Byron's been pretty quiet as of late. He
Yep.
yeah, he's been okay. He's been decent. I mean, he's not horrible, but he's been pretty quiet. I mean, Alex Bowman has kind of stolen the show lately at Hendrick, which I can't believe I'm saying that. Alex Bowman stealing the show.
I can't believe I'm saying it either.
But hey, Bowman's been showing up as of late. He keeps tacking on more top fives like this. Man, he'll be up there with his teammates, so
Yep.
he'll be looking pretty good. But guys, I'm excited for Indy this weekend. I'm looking
I
forward
am
to
too.
it. We are stoked. I've been to Indy. I did go to Indy once back in 2013 for Indy 500 qualifying. My dad and I went. My cousin work. He used to work for this company, HP, I believe it was. They used to sponsor Simon Pagenaud's car in IndyCar back in like 2013, and they got us in for Indy 500 qualifying. So it was a great day. I got a whole bunch of drivers. You see the shirt in the back corner of my screen
Yeah.
here? That is the shirt that I had signed by none other than Mario Andretti.
Hell yeah, brother.
So, yep, Mario signed it, Dario Franchitti signed it, Ryan Hunter-Reay signed it, Alex Tagliani signed it, a whole bunch of Indy drivers signed that shirt, which is still hanging up there. So that is never leaving my room. But that's oh man, we're excited for Indianapolis this weekend. But before we can move on to Indy, let's talk about our favorite end of the week segment, the winners and losers of the week. Pat, I'll let you go first.
Well, my winner is going to be Cole Custer, finally finding his way back to victory lane. For you know, he's been very quiet this year, defending Xfinity Series champion. That win, woke him back up.
All right. There we
And
go.
my loser week, well, this is a no-brainer. Corey LaJoy. It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer right there. That is a big no-brainer for any NASCAR fan out there. Okay, so I see what you're saying about Corey LaJoy. My winner of the week, you know what? I just got to roll with him because I think this does a lot of confidence building for him. It's guy in the shirt, Mr. Ryan Blaney.
Yep, I like it.
Won this weekend, and man, I mean he's looking really good. I think this will get him going just in time for the playoffs. So
Absolutely.
excellent. I'm excited to see him put up his title defense come the playoffs this year. And you mentioned Corey LaJoy for your loser of the week. I'm looking at the driver that Mr. LaJoy hit, and that is Mr. Kyle Busch. He's my loser of the week. I know Kyle didn't do anything wrong, but
Hey.
this doesn't do. He's my loser of the week because this doesn't do him any good at all for the playoffs. Because now,
True.
do you know how many points this puts old Mr. Rowdy Bush behind of that cutoff line?
A lot. I'll tell you that.
102 points. Could you imagine? I just want to just envision, buddy, just envision this. Can you imagine at the start of the year, back in February, me telling you that at this point in time in the season, Kyle Busch would be 102 points below the cutoff line?
I think you're crazy.
Yeah, you would instantly think I was taking crazy pills. You would instantly think I was on drugs, but that is reality right now. And I don't think this is anything of Kyle Busch's fault. I think this is a lot of RCR. And when
Exactly.
it's not RCR, it's drivers like Corey LaJoy having no brains and running right into the back of him.
Oh, he was completely brainless when that shit went down.
Yeah. It wasn't Kyle Busch's fault, but man, this doesn't do. He's my loser of the week because this doesn't do him any good for the playoffs. So he's in must-win mode
He's
now.
in a win and you're in situation. Otherwise,
Yeah.
Have fun sitting at home,
Yeah.
Rowdy, even though you'll technically still be racing.
Well, he won't be in the title hunt. That's for sure. So, all right, guys, that's gonna do it for our show. this week. Thank you so much again, as always, for watching. Matt Lauterbach here.
Patrick Codo here.
And we'll see you next week after a thrilling weekend at Indianapolis. Thanks again for watching.
Catch us at Indianapolis, everyone.
We'll see you there.